I even touch the sky above the falling rain. I feel so good in my neighborhood, so here I come again. I got to have kaya now. Got to have kaya now. I got to have kaya now. For the rain is falling.
So the easiest one to find so far was Alex, and we're gonna start with that one. I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock, I should have made you leave your key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go, walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? You think I crumble? You think I lay down and die? Oh, no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. And I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. It took all the strength I had not to fall apart. Just trying hard to mend the pieces of my broken heart. And I spent oh so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high and you see me. Somebody new. I'm not that changed up little person still in love with you. And so you felt like dropping in and just expecting to be free. Now I'm saving all my loving for someone who's loving me. Go and now go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? Did you got crumbled? Did you got to lay down and die? Oh, you're not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive. Oh, go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. You're the one who tried.
Wow. Someone has your line not muted. They've given me a bunch of feedback. Unfortunately, I can't see who it is. So if you have your phone, if your computer is not on mute or your device is not on mute, please mute and mute. Would that be Lou?
I'll mute it. Don't worry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Thank you very well. Thank you very much. The next song I'm going to play is the one Shane L requested, and then just going to browse through the chat a little bit more, but Shane L, this one's for you. That was the request I have. And I think we need to make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more pumped up. So I'm gonna freestyle a little bit.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's the night, let's live it up. I got my money, let's spin it up. Go out and smash it, like oh my God. Jump out that sofa, let's get off.
I know that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel stressed out, I wanna let it go. Let's go way out, spaced out, losing all control.
Fill up my cup, Mazel tov. Look at her dancing, just take it off. Let's paint the town, we'll shut it down. Let's burn the roof,
And then we'll do it again.
let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, and do it, and do it. Let's live it up and do it, and do it, and do it, do it, do it. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Cause I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자, 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자, 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자, 그런 반전 있는 여자. 나는 선호해, 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선호해. 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선호해. 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선호해. 그런 선호해. 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 hey. 그래 바로 너 hey. 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 hey. 그래 바로 너 hey. 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까. 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 my music hits me so hard makes me say oh my Lord thank you for blessing me with a mind to rhyme and do like it feels good when you know you're down a super dope homeboy from the Oak Town and I'm known as such and this is a beat you can't touch. I told you homeboy you can't touch this. Yeah, that's how we living and you know you can't touch this. Look in my eyes, man, you can't touch this. Yo, let me bust the funky lyrics. Touch this. Fresh new kicks and bands, you got it like that, now you know you wanna dance. So move out of your seat and get a fire girl and catch this beat while it's rolling. Hold on, pump a little bit and let them know what's going on like that. Like that. Let them know that you're too much and this is a beat they can't touch. Yo, I told you, long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Cotton married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Hello. Hello.
Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
All right. Hi, good evening again, everyone. Keep in mind, if you're not speaking, please keep your devices on mute as everyone else will be hearing this. I can't see Brother Nicholas on the line, but if he's there, can you step forward, come forward? I'm not sure. I'm seeing 41 part. Oh, there he is. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Hello, Nicholas.
Hey.
Hello, it's Constance.
Hi. All right. I'm just everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicholas Thompson. I am the local president of the Union of Taxation Employees, Toronto North. We represent approximately 800 workers at the Toronto North Tax Services Office and the Toronto East Tax Services Office. So tonight, this evening's event, we just wanted to put on something for the workers, for the frontline workers. You know, it's the past couple of weeks has been very trying for all of us, as you could imagine. You know, we have members who are on the phones right now, members who are going in to process taxpayers' work. So it's, you know, every time you turn on the TV, you're seeing COVID numbers, you're seeing how many deaths, how many more people confirmed with the virus. So we just wanted to do something that's positive, something that's uplifting. We wanted to bring people together, and we really wanted to, I know mental health is a big part of everything that's happening right now, and you know, it could go unchecked, being at home, not being able to socialize, you know, and sometimes you get taxpayers on the line and they're not very happy, they're not getting their benefits, or there's problems, or so we know that it's very frustrating. We know that it's very hard. So we just wanted to bring everyone together as much as possible. So thanks for those of you who are joining us on YouTube, and for those of you who have joined us directly on Zoom, and the wider PSAC family and the national community. Thank you for joining us this evening. I want to thank all the guests that that are participating today. I'm going to start with just giving some thanks here. So I want to thank the president of the Ontario Federation of Labor, Patty Coates. Thank you so much for joining us today, tonight, to share a few words. I want to also thank the Honourable Member of Provincial Parliament for Toronto St. Paul, aka also known as Constantine, Dr. Jill Andrew. Thank you so much for taking some time to share a few words with us. I know you've been hearing a lot from taxpayers. You serve a lot of taxpayers. A lot of your constituents are, you know, calling in for different issues. So I know you're getting a lot of frontline complaints.
We know what you're saying, Nicholas. We know exactly what you're saying.
Thank you. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your evening, your busy day, to share a few words with our members. I want to also thank the Honourable Member of Parliament for Hamilton Centre, Matthew Green, who's also taken some time to be with us here this evening as well. He's also the critic for National Revenue and Public Service. So thank you so much, Matthew, for being here with us and to share a few words. We've also received video messages from others who could not be here. We've received messages from the Honorable Minister of National Revenue, Diane Leboutir. We've also received greetings from, one second. We've also received greetings from the member of Provincial Parliament for Oshawa, Jennifer French. So we want to thank all of those elected officials for coming on here. We also have our national president, Mark Briere, who's going to be sharing a few words with us as well. Thank you so much, Brother Briere, for taking your time to share with the members here today. And I just want to acknowledge as well, just joining us, our other Union of Taxation officials. Jamie Van Seiderberg, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you taking your time to come out and share with us. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first speaker for this evening. Smile, everybody. Can I get a smile from everybody? A smile, a wave. Oh, you guys are beautiful. All right, so our first speaker is like myself, a very young person who is trying to get out there and really make an impact in the world. She is a motivational speaker, a social justice activist. She's also a director for a nonprofit that works with marginalized youths across the Durham region. And she's the recipient of the prestigious Lincoln M. Alexander Provincial Award for Anti-Racism and Anti-Discrimination. Please welcome Shailene Canillo.
Good evening. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you so much for the introduction, Nicholas. The sun has decided it wants to blind me, so don't mind me. I'm going to hold something up so that I'm visible. I just wanted to really take a moment and share my deep, deep appreciation for each and every one of you and what you're doing in all of your different capacities. I think it's absolutely incredible. And when I was given the opportunity to jump on this Zoom meeting, I took it because you are the unseen heroes of this pandemic and quite literally the people keeping Canada afloat right now. And so I had written a couple of things and I hope you don't mind me sharing. I don't want to take up too much time, but I really wanted to highlight the fact that every day you are witnessing people at their lowest, their most vulnerable, their most desperate. At the front line, you process the unrest, the unease, and the trauma, and not just the financial needs of millions of Canadians. And you do it incredibly. You are overworked and underappreciated, but nevertheless, you remain dedicated, efficient, and in the zone. There are not enough words to express my thanks for all you're doing. And I'm sorry that you likely won't hear the resounding gratitude that this nation has for you, for your families who are also sharing you and your time with us, and for the misplaced criticisms that I'm willing to bet come through social media, the phone calls, and those applications from people who are scared, who are angry, unsure, and otherwise overwhelmed. But I just wanted to take a minute and really remind you that you are enough. And it is my hope that in the coming weeks, that you will be kind to yourself and find time every day to be kind to yourself, that you will receive the supports that you need from each other, from your communities, from your families, from your friends. And maybe a year from now, we as a society, because we tend to run a little bit behind when it comes to mental health and people's well-being, but it is my hope that we will be able to talk about the types of post-traumatic stress injuries that each and every one of you are enduring in order to save millions of Canadians and their families from starvation, from homelessness, eviction, illness, bankruptcy, businesses from shutting their doors forever, and the economy from crashing. Until then, though, I wanted to express again my deepest thanks and recommit to advocating for the recognition of all of our frontline workers, including those that we don't get to see on a day-to-day basis. This past month, I've helped members in my community and members, youth that I work with in my not-for-profit, apply for both EI and the CRB. And it was overwhelming just doing that much. And so putting myself in your shoes, or trying to put myself in your shoes, I really cannot fathom what you're doing day to day. And so I will say, though, that the number of messages and emails and text messages and Snapchats, because Snapchat, that I'm receiving from people who are receiving their benefits and who are just so incredibly grateful that they can now pay their rent, that they can buy groceries, that they can get their prescriptions or give their children a little bit of a normal Easter. It makes me tear up just thinking about it and just reflecting on that. And so I wanted to come here tonight and really share that with you. Know that it is making a significant difference in the lives of individuals and the lives of families all across this great nation, and especially our province. And it's all because of you. So on behalf of the Canadian Black Students Network, the Durham Black Students Network, my not-for-profits, my community, my family, and myself, I wanted to sincerely thank you and your families for your hard work and selflessness, your drive and dedication, and your heroism. We cannot make it out of this without you, and we would not have made it this far without you. And I want you to know that we do see you, we do hear you, and we do appreciate you. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Nicholas, for the opportunity to connect with some of the behind the scenes heroes and the members that you are so very proud of. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
DJ.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying. One love. Hear the children crying. One heart. Saying, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. One love. There is one question I'd really love to ask. One heart. Is there a place for the hopeless sinners who has hurt all mankind? Just a Savior's own belief. One love. What about a one heart? What about let's get together and feel alright? As it was in the beginning, one love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Alright. Thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's enjoying the show so far? Can I see a wave? All right. We got some great acts coming up. So I'm just gonna bring on our next he's a performer.
Sorry, I didn't get that. The internet isn't reachable.
Okay, Alexa is always listening.
Hmm.
Okay, so our next performer is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad is one.
Sorry, I didn't get that. The internet isn't reachable.
Muhammad, you're gonna have to go for it. I think I'm gonna be continuously here. Go for it.
Yeah, you want to put me on the main screen? My name is Muhammad Ali, the socialist vocalist. I got with me.
Amira Mir.
And we just want to say a couple words to start off with. Yeah, I was laid off, and next week I'll be putting in my claim. And next week you'll help me, but I won't even know your name. All I know is salt of the earth is from which you came. So let me pause. Allow me this refrain to say thank you.
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 I thank you. I only wish I could embrace you. Thank you with a smile, even though I know I won't get to face you. And trust me, I hear the same words all over my Facebook. In you, we all know that's where our faith is put. From me and all my friends and family, we say thank you.
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 Sooner or later, we'll all be in the parks with our family. And every time I see UTE, I'll remind y'all that these are family. And every time I see UTE, I'll remind y'all that y'all got a fan in me. What a time to be alive. Rappers are fans of the tireless workers. I tried to say more past these two words, but I couldn't get any further. All I could say is thank you.
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 Amira wants to say
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Make some noise, y'all. Woo! All right, so we got a couple more pieces for y'all. My name is Muhammad Ali, the socialist vocalist. Amira Omir, a veteran of 2 years of performing on stages, labor stages across the country. This one right here, if you've been to a labor rally in the past couple years, you may have heard this at Queen's Park. Oh, technical difficulties. You may have heard this piece. Hypnotic, how's the sound? Thumbs up, thumb down? All right. Muhammad Ali, the socialist vocalist, goes out to all the tireless workers, inspiring us, helping us get by. We just want to keep saying thank you. And yo, if you're with us, rock with us, y'all. You're the people.
Stand up. You're the
We people, put your hands up. Unless you're in handcuffs,
You want to get hands up.
we the people.
Put your hands up.
You're the people.
Stand up.
We the people.
Put your hands up.
Unless you're in handcuffs,
You want to get hands up.
we the people.
Put your hands up.
This for Ralph Chaplin, for Tom Morello. This for the workers and the wobblies. What's up? Hello. Let's have a private dialogue of private starting jobs. The right to work for less has got us in a fight for jobs. That's not a union cover, probably because we're going haywire. This is a Haymarket riot mob. Flipping burgers with a bachelor's degree. Serve it to you on my master. What's the matter to me? Call me a millennial. Facebook status, Instagram addict, PlayStation, Xbox having. They tell me get a job. Okay, where's the job? You got some nerve, sir, some wherewithal. Why you think graffiti kids are trying to mark the spot? You don't think we'd rather have a pension, a parking spot? You don't understand. You must be in the dark a lot. I can't even get an interview at Target, dog. You're the people.
Stand up. You real people. Put your hands up.
Unless you in handcuffs, we the people.
Put your hands up.
You're the people.
Stand up.
We the people.
Put your hands up.
Unless you in handcuffs, we the people.
Put your hands up.
Oh. What is going on here? Oh. Are we back?
You're on. You're sharing your screen.
Sorry. I don't know what happened.
You've shared your screen.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
How do I stop sharing the screen?
Click stop sharing.
Oh, sorry.
You gotta click stop sharing.
Stop video.
It's Alex's screen.
Oh, Alex.
Yes, what happened?
Hold on. Stop participant sharing. There we go.
Okay. All right. Can we keep going, y'all?
Alex, what are you doing?
Oh. Are we good to keep going?
Go for it, yeah.
All right. So we're gonna do it a cappella. Amira, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. When I say workers, you say strong. Workers.
Strong.
Workers.
Strong.
When I say socialist, y'all say hip hop. Socialist.
Hip hop.
Socialist.
Hip hop.
We the workers built this land, blood, sweat, and tears. The ones who toil the soil, the one who grind the gears. It is we who plow the prairies under the summer sun. Walk a life of work, but the journey's never done. Built the cities where we live, connected bricks to mortar. Strength of one is feeble, so shoulder touch shoulder. The burden gets shouldered. With certain we soldier 9 to 5, side by side, surviving on Folgers. Hands hold a power greater than the house of gold, greater than the might of armies, magnify 1,000-fold, bringing forth a new world from the ashes of the old. The union is a merger of the workers brave and bold. Unite ourselves between the brain and the brawn, solidarity forever, till your breath is gone. All in together, sister, brother, sing song. The union, yes, the union. Union makes me so strong. When I say union, y'all say strong. Union.
Strong.
Union.
Strong.
When I say socialist, y'all say hip hop. Socialist.
Hip hop.
Socialist.
Hip hop.
Used to work 9 to 5 and say the time flew by. Now we fighting over scraps like kitchen fruit flies. 2 jobs plus school, still too little. Minimum wage raised, but my rent got tripled. My boss at the cottage talking about austerity, lounging on my coca chairs. He ain't trying to share with me. Say the economic action plan's an actual scam. After hand, the factory workers find their access banned. Turn this to a war between workers, bosses. Makes no sense, it just furthers losses. Now I really see how much mergers costing. Say we get fired? Nah, not caustic. Unite ourselves between the brain and the brawn. Solidarity forever, till your breath is gone. All in together, sister, brother, sing the song. The union, yes, the union.
The union makes us strong.
When I say union, y'all say strong. Union.
Strong.
Union.
Strong.
When I say socialist, y'all say hip hop. Socialist.
Hip hop.
Socialist.
Hip hop.
The union, yes, the union.
The union makes us strong.
That is solidarity forever. Amira, make some noise, Amira.
Woo!
I think we got one more piece for y'all before we go. This one right here, I rarely do at rallies, but Nicholas was talking to me about being uplifting and telling our stories. So this is the title track of my album, Labor of Love, filled with workers' rights anthems. Amira, are you ready?
Yeah.
Past your bedtime. Love, 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 love. It's my labor of love. Love, 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 love. It's my labor of love. This for the laborer. Love your calluses. Build your palaces. This for single mom, 3 babies, 3 jobs, unconditional love. I know this life's hard for my people with the farmer's tan, toiling soil until the harvest land. For that nurse who never called in sick, nah. Reading to your kid on a 16-hour shift. See, it is what it is. This is why we love our labor. Give back to the world, not to return a favor. You my neighbor, you my fam. Co-worker, you my man. You know I got your back wherever we gotta stand. Punch that clock again. I'm logging in these hours. It ain't sunshine and flowers, but we know it's ours. We may not get all that we pay for, and yet we must certainly pay for all that we get. Love, 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 love. It's my labor of love. Love, 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 love. It's my labor of love. I don't love this money. I get it from my kids, put that work in. Jordan on the whiz, drop him off at school, reporting from my shift. A couple more months, I can afford another trip. Disney World, me and my little girl. Disneyland, you and your little man. Next year, maybe we won't need the rental van. Next year, oh, for sure, I'm gonna have them on that dental plan. See, it is what it is. This is why we love our labor. Put food on the leafy from a distance. Still get home in time to tuck the kids in. Listen, on my grind, dog, I go for mine, but I'm tied up, double overtime. But Lady Luck got me pouring lemonade in my cup. That's why my life is like a labor of love. Love, 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 love. It's my labor of love. Love, love, love. It's my labor of love, 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 love. It's my labor of love. Muhammad Ali, Amira Omir. Can we squeeze in one last piece? Is that cool? I'm gonna take that as a yes. You ready, Amira?
Yeah.
They got me putting, oh, sorry.
Go for it. Go for it.
They got me putting rent up on my visa. Sky is the limit. They don't want to see us reach it. They want to keep us down. They want to keep it secret. The people
United will never be defeated.
all the way at the top, they don't see it. Champagne by the leaders. All my leaders is elitist. Sick of broken treaties. Sick of how they treat us. The people united will never be defeated. The power of the people stronger than people in power. They're powered by the people. We put those people in power. Hours turn to days, days into decades. Work 8 to 6, then raise my kid. I'm living in a debt age. Pay paradise, put up a parking lot. Joni Mitchell never lied. Still, the block is hot. Pipelines from the barren sea. Pipes where the bear should be. We need solidarity. We need solid air to breathe. Won't weep if you reap what we sowed. We believe giving each equal peace. That's the goal. We don't steal, we don't scheme. They see us as drones. Machines, worker bees for the queen on the throne. No play on no game. When the stakes is your life, they take in what's yours. Money, power, respect, what my calling. I mean, we making all this money. They just keeping all it because they got me putting rent up on my visa. Sky is the limit. They don't want to see us reach it. They want to keep us down. They want to keep it secret. The people united will never be defeated. All the way at the top, they don't see it. Champagne by the leaders. All my leaders, elitists. Sick of broken treaties. Sick of how they treat us. The people united
will never be defeated.
Muhammad Ali, Amira Omir, we are the Socialist Vocalists. And we just want to say one last time, peace, love, solidarity, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. Right about now,
get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight.
All right, without further ado, I'm gonna introduce our next speaker, Dr. Jill Andrew. Dr. Andrew is the member of Provincial Parliament for Toronto St. Paul. She's the NDP Culture Critic and the Women's Issues Critic for the official opposition. Dr. Andrew is the first Black and queer person to be elected to the Ontario legislature and reportedly in Canada. Most recently, Dr. Andrew was named the best MPP, first runner-up by Now Magazine Reader's Choice Awards. An exciting acknowledgement for a first-time MPP. Dr. Andrew is also a member of the ONDP Ontario Black Caucus, a first of its kind in the province of Ontario. So without further ado, Dr. Andrew, please proceed. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Nicholas. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing this evening? So I must start by saying MPP Jill Andrew, my twin sister, is unable to join this evening, so she has asked me to bring to you her wholehearted thanks. So here I am, Constance. You may have met me on World Theatre Day. I'm back here today to say with my entire heart that me and my sister, MPP Jill Andrew for Toronto St. Paul's, give all of you, Union of Taxation employees, a big, beautiful St. Paul's shout out. Because fantastically, you are helping to lift people up in their darkest of moments. We have heard from our constituents here in St. Paul's that when they call you, they are greeted with professionalism and that you are truly, truly helpful. At a time like this, when we are dealing with an unprecedented pandemic, We know that people are suffering physically, mentally, and emotionally. And Jill wants me, Constance, to let you know that she absolutely loves every single one of you. You all are going above and beyond the call of duty to help Ontarians, to help Canadians, for goodness sake, to help people in a low point. Jill Andrew, if you've ever met her, she's quite the firecracker. And she's been known to be pretty opinionated in the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. She believes in Labour, full stop. She believes in equity and inclusivity. And gosh darn it, is she ever a champion for gig economy workers? And I have to say to you, you all, the work you're doing, you workers that are working so hard, so very hard, so very hard. You all are helping to give a ray of hope. You're helping people stay in their homes, have food for their bellies. And these are artists. These are our gig economy workers. These are our cultural workers. These are our precarious employees. These are our contractors behind and in front of the stage. And we thank you. These are our women, for goodness sake. We thank you so much for what you are doing. And Jill Andrew will continue to fight hard. She will continue to advocate for everyone from St. Paul's all the way across Ontario for 14 point something or other millions of us in Ontario. And we want you to know that the NDP has your back. We absolutely have your back. So I don't want to take up much more time other than to say we see you, we recognize you, we thank you, I thank you. MPP Jill Andrew thanks you. She's a member of QP 3903 in OSSTF District 12. She thanks you from the bottom of her heart, and know that you've got an ally in Jill and Constance. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me on, Nicholas. We really appreciate it.
You shut it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but hard, but it's ricochet. Shoot me down, but I get up. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim. Far away. Shoot me down, but I won't go. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't go. I am coming down, but it's you who have further to fall. Ghost town, haunted love. Raise your voice. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Talking loud, not saying much. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim.
I'm not hearing anyone.
I just heard you say, Jermaine, I'm not hearing anyone.
Yeah, I'm hearing you guys.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free, as God has shown us by turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the one to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We get down and out. The mess is no hope at all. But if we just believe, there's nowhere we can fall. Let's realize, oh, that a change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving.
All right, all right. So we're gonna move right along to the next next person on the agenda. So our next speaker is another powerhouse. She is the first female president to be elected. Patty Coates is the president of the Ontario Federation of Labor, Canada's largest provincial labor federation. And she was elected to the position at the OFL Power of Many 15th Biennial Convention in 2019. Sister Coates, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Nicholas. Well, hello, UTE members. How are you tonight? Let's give some claps, some thumbs up, make some noise. It's actually a good thing I was on mute while the music was going on, because I was just belting out and I can't sing at all. So, but it's great, great music. I love the performers. I'm just so excited to be here tonight to bring you greetings from the Ontario Federation of Labor, from our 54 affiliates and 1 million workers, which you are all part of. And I want to thank you for what you're doing, and going from your normal job in revenue collections and client services and appeals to volunteering for the CERB program, along with other UTE members all across Canada. You know, it's so important that we have strong people at the other end of the phone, people we never see, but we hear, people that are going to be compassionate and be there for the millions of Canadians who have lost their jobs, who aren't eligible for employment insurance and must access this emergency fund. The emergency fund that's going to keep a roof over their head, an emergency fund that is going to feed them and feed their families, an emergency fund that's going to pay for their basics and their necessities, their prescriptions, and do so much more for them. And I want to thank each and every one of you because it hits home to me. My youngest son has applied for the emergency funds. He has to do that. He was, waiting for his seasonal job to start. And when this pandemic came along, then he's now on hold. And he needs funds. He needs to be able to pay for his rent. And so many other Canadians need that. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, the one thing that, people need to remember, we keep saying that in these days and these times and this crisis that we're all working from home. But really, what's going on here is that we're not working from home. You are at home during a crisis trying to work. So remember that, because you have families too. You have anxieties, you have things that are going on within your families. You might not be able to see your adult children or your grandchildren or your parents or your loved ones, and that's difficult. But remember that you need to have self-care, care for yourself, because it's so important to care for yourself. We're not going to see the true impact of mental health until this crisis is over. Once we go over that hump, that's when we'll see what happens. And I want to ensure that the Ontario Federation of Labor, our affiliates, and our million workers are behind each and every one of you. Don't let this crisis, don't let the negative people that are on the phone, on social media, dull your sparkle, because your sparkle is important and it's something that we all need. I also, I always say to myself that when it rains, we look for rainbows. But when it's dark, we look for stars, and each and every one of you are our stars. You are the power of many. You are the ones that are going to help to get Canadians through this crisis. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the work that you're doing, and know that you are cared for, that you are loved, and that we are here for you in solidarity. And you have also the power of many behind you. Stay strong, stay safe, and stay healthy. Solidarity.
Thank you so much, Sister Coates.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place is much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. If we try, we shall see. In this bliss we cannot feel. There are dreams, we stop existing and start living. enough, always growing. Make a better world. Make a better world. Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we were received and will reveal a joyful face. And the world we once believed and will shine again in grace. Then why do we keep strangling it when this earth crucifies its soul? Though it's plain to see this world is heavenly. Be God's love and fly so high. Let our spirits never die. In my heart, I feel you are all my brothers. Create a world with no fear. Together we'll cry happy tears. See the nations turn their swords into plowshares. We could really get there if you cared enough for the living. Make a little space to make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me.
All right, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to, we have a lot of elected officials that have sent in their greetings. Next, we're going to hear from the member of provincial parliament for Oshawa.
Hi, I'm Jennifer French, and I'm the member of provincial parliament in Oshawa. And I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to send this message of thanks to all of the workers who are working tirelessly to process the CERB applications. In my provincial office, I know how interconnected the provincial and federal issues have become, because people across my community and across Canada are so dependent on the work that you are doing to ensure that they have access to the support that they are so desperate to have. So again, thank you so much for the work that you are doing. And remember to wash your hands, don't touch your face. Thank you so much, and be well.
So that was the member of provincial parliament for Oshawa. And right about now, I'm going to bring on someone who is a very special friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. He is a performing artist, a reggae performing artist, based right here in Toronto. His name is Jermaine Cowan. Jermaine, over to you. Tell us what you're going to do for us tonight.
By the way, first I want to say, wave at me, everybody. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I just want everyone to know that they're hearing me well. You know what I mean? Smile on the face. It's always a new day. You know what I mean? I just prepare a piece for you guys. It's one of my single that we just dropped, and I think this song is relevant in this time because based on what's going on, and you know, big shout out to you guys, the front runners for us right now, the frontline workers. Big shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys, and for what you guys doing, and even for the government and just the whole country. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help to get rid of this thing that is going on. But I just want to encourage you guys with the song. The song says, simple song say, something about life, yeah, makes me wanna smile, makes me wanna smile. Can I? You guys hear me? Hear me well?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Let me hear you guys say something about life. Yeah, makes me wanna smile. Let me hear you guys. Come on, real quick. Ah, there you go. I think I can hear you guys. So simple song, but before I get into that, there's a message I want to do for you guys. It said, "Not tomorrow, shine your light today." That's why me shout right away, yeah. No more hurting, sickness. I know it's gonna be a brighter day. From Sunday to Saturday, yeah. All I see it's better days. Don't worry, don't fret no more. The Father done bless us with many years. Remember when time was hard, no food in the yard. Like Moses, me call upon God. Now things better, me no let down me yard. New year me have to stand firm. No make the same mistake me done learn. Work hard for anything me that me earn. It's my time, it's my turn. I'm moving on. I'm full of ambition. I'm ready for the mission. Moving on. No retreat, no collision. Unity, no more division. Moving on to the ends of the earth. Blessed from the time of me birth. I'm moving on. I'm not gonna sell out. You know, send me know my word. Are you guys ready? You guys ready? Here we go. Yeah. That's a simple message, you know. This one is lying off the floor and yeah. Listen. If you know that the sunshine for the fun time zone, moon down low, where you don't go. Hey, if you know that the birds sing was the first thing I heard when I saw you. Life wouldn't be this way, then I could be with you, and you will be with me. The melodies to my soul, living in harmony, and God will be with us. We will be in love for eternity. Eternity. Sing with me, come on. Something about life, yeah, makes me wanna smile, makes me wanna smile. Hey, tell me something about life, yeah, makes me wanna smile, makes me wanna smile. Hey, if you know that I love everything that's about you, and you know that I just can't live my life without you. If you know that the first thing was the first thing I heard when I saw you. Life wouldn't be this way, and I could be with you, and you will be with me. The melodies to my soul, living in harmony, and God will be with us. We would be in love for eternity. Eternity. Sing with me, come on, here we go. Something about life, yeah, makes me wanna smile, makes me wanna smile. Hey, but tell you something about life, yeah, makes me wanna smile, makes me wanna smile. Hey, so turn your eyes to me for a moment. Turn your eyes to me. Don't go away. Turn your eyes to me for a moment. Turn your eyes to me.
me wanna smile, makes me wanna smile. Hey, let me tell you something about life. Yeah, makes me wanna smile, makes me wanna smile. Hey, can I get everyone to go like this? Come on, here we go. Come on, everybody. Hey. Doesn't matter what's going on. Hey. Doesn't matter what the obstacles in your way, man. The bills can't pay, don't worry about it. It's gonna be paid. Turn your eyes to me for a moment. Turn your eyes to me. Don't go away. Turn your eyes to me for a moment. Turn your eyes to me. Don't go away. Something about life. Thank you, guys. Naturally. Be encouraged, everybody. Let's be encouraged. Stay focused. When we get into the next chapter of this, we have to go in with a new mindset. You know what I mean? So we can't think the same. And I believe and I give thanks to what the liberals, just all they're from Trudeau, all of these guys coming down for what they're doing for people who are not working, and especially for small business like myself too. You know what I mean? So thank you, guys. Thank you, Nicholas. You know what I mean? And I hope we can do this again, man. Naturally.
Thank you so much, Jermaine. Jermaine Cowan, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story, and then I'm gonna put on a I'm gonna play a track for you guys. Last night I called up a friend of mine and I said, hey, you know, we're trying to do this thing to inspire people and to, you know, bring some inspiration and to bring some hope in what is arguably, well, not even arguably, what is a very dim and chaotic situation that we're facing in Canada and in the rest of the world, right? So I said, you know, these are the points that I have. Can you do a song on this? Can you do a song on this? And within a few hours, he did a song. He did a song about frontline public service workers contributing and rescuing, pretty much being there for Canadians. So without further ado, I'm gonna play the song. We're calling it the anthem for the public service. So listen up, and your feedback would be appreciated. You could put it in the chat box right there. And it's called Something Better. And the artist's name is Promise, featuring O Sound. So listen up, and we're gonna put this, we're gonna play this song right now.
I usually do songs for the fans, for the fam, my mom and my dad. Can we all give a hand for those doing all that they can? I'm talking frontline workers, those doing public online service. How can you not understand that this is not in the plans, but they are working hard as they can? I know this godless void is urgently hellish. There's a lot of noise, conspiracy evidence, but they trying to deploy emergency benefits for the kind of joy that courtesy never gets. So thank you for all of that, cause I know it ain't on contract. I believe in honor, I don't believe in karma, but I'ma pray, Father, it all comes back. Lord, I'm waiting for a better life. I'm praying for success while I'm grinding through my next trial. I'm anticipating a better life. When will I see? Yeah, I'm seeking something better. See, I'm grateful for my life, but I see something And I'm thankful for my things, but I know, yeah, I just wanna live my life to see things fulfilled through me. And I'm waiting to see, Lord, I'm waiting for a better life. I'm praying for success while I'm riding through my next trial, anticipating a better life. When will I see? Yeah, I'm seeking something better, a better life. Praying for success while I'm riding through my next trial, yeah, anticipating a better life. When will I see? Yeah, I'm seeking something better. Yes. Oh, 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 oh.
So that was Promise featuring O Sound, Something Better. And it's something we put together for the frontline public service workers, those who are in healthcare. It was actually written especially for those at PSAC, UTE, administering those emergency benefits. But it also applies to the wider public service. And we just want to do, as a union and as Canadians, we should all be doing all that we can to support each other in whatever ways that we can. And I'm just going to take this time now. It is getting a little bit late, so I'm going to bring on our next speaker, our national president, Mark Briere. Brother Briere, you could take it away as soon as you're hearing this.
Perfect. Thank you, Nicholas. Good evening, everybody. I am very pleased to be here with you tonight. First of all, I want to thank Brother Thompson and his team for this initiative. It's a first. A lot of things are happening for the first time in recent times, unfortunately, but this is a very, very nice initiative. I've been doing, I see some people on our executive council here. We've been doing Zoom meetings and Teams meetings, and I'm discovering all types of new types of video conferencing meetings. But I find it really cool to have guest speakers, but to have artists to bring people together in these very difficult times. So thank you for this and for having me. Don't mind me, I've been on and off of the screen. I don't have COVID-19, but I got an eye infection for a week, so I got to put my glasses on. I'm fighting it. I want to say that I like the music. I used to be DJ myself in my first life when I was much younger, and I like good music, and I like to see the DJ in action and some good artists performing live. I'm not gonna sing because you're all gonna run away and close your computers. And I don't want to repeat everything. Yeah, you can laugh at him, Jackson. Yes, yeah. You know how bad I sing, eh? When I do karaoke, it's a good thing I got friends with me because yes, I suck. But I try not to suck at what I do as a national president of our union. There's no words for me to describe how proud I am of our members. There's obviously obvious heroes in times of crisis like that, the nurses, the doctors, people putting their own health at risk to help out their fellow citizens. And it's not easy out there. But I think that I've read an article that meant a lot for me anyway, in the National Post a few days ago, by somebody that normally, John Ivison, that normally doesn't sing the praise of federal public service workers. And he was saluting our colleagues at Service Canada for the work that they do to process EI claims in record numbers. But I got to say that I'm extremely, extremely proud, and I talk on my behalf, but also on the behalf of our national executive of the work that our members are performing right now. We know that our members are performing duties that are vital for the country, but we are very rarely recognized for it. For maybe the first time that I can remember, we are on a spot under the spotlight, but we are responding in a great fashion. The burden of the financial response from the federal government has been put a lot on the shoulders of our members working at the CRA. Our colleagues also with the AFS group taking care of the IT part of things to ensure that we have the system to sustain all those demands. I've been doing a great work, but let's face it, nothing would happen without our members working at CRA doing the work that they do day in, day out. The people working in the tax centers, the call centers, people working in a TSO like you in Toronto North. We had more than 7,000 employees at the CRE that volunteered, and volunteer is not the perfect word that I like to use. They are deemed doing work that is non-critical at this time, although important, and they've been asked by the CRA to help out their colleagues in call centers to answer the millions of calls that we're getting from taxpayers. And the CRA had received 7,000 people proposing their services to help out their colleagues, which is for me heartwarming and showing a tremendous display of solidarity, and I'm very proud of that. But I got to say, I'm very proud that most of those 7,000 people are UTE members. So this is another example of the great commitment and dedication of our members. So I'm very proud of that. There's we talk about the commitment of our members, but I took a note because I didn't want to forget that. I got to say that the timing of this pandemic couldn't be worse for our members and our union when it comes to contract negotiations. I just want to put out there that I am very impressed. We are very, very impressed and grateful for the commitment of our members in these times of pandemic to help out our fellow citizens in Canada. But it's even more fantastic to see this, given the fact that we are unfortunately without a contract for 3.5 years. So I know we need to put things in perspective. There are things happening out there that are terrible and we recognize it, but it's not easy, and it's very unfortunate that we don't have a contract. And I just want to mention to you that we are talking with the CRA, the PSCC is talking with Treasury Board, and we are awaiting the Public Interest Commission report soon, and we will react to the recommendations, and we will see whenever it is, I guess, reasonable to go back to bargaining or to enter discussions with the employer. The time is not right now. It wouldn't be appropriate, but we will try as soon as possible to go back to it because it is important, and our members deserve also to be recognized, but not only to have like a tap on the back and say thanks for your great work, but people deserve to be respected and to have a decent contract. I also want to mention that the health and safety of our members is paramount for us. It's very important. It's our top priority. I know that you had some issues in your office and had to close down and all of that. Just want to assure you that at the national level and at the local level, I know the local health and safety committee members are making sure that you can perform your duties in a safe environment, hopefully right now at home. And if you have to go into the office, we are there to protect your health and safety. And so once again, I want to thank you. And thanks for everything that you're doing. You've been doing it for years for a lot of you that I see here on the screens, but our work has never been so vital as it is now. And for once, at least I see some recognition in the public, and it's heartwarming to see that the hard work of our members is being recognized. I don't think it's recognized enough, and I want to promise you that we will do everything in our power to work nationally with our regional vice presidents, like your RVP in your region, Brother Ken Bai, with your local locals, like the one in Toronto North with Brother Thompson and his team, to represent our members and to make sure that you work in a safe environment, you get a contract, and that your work is recognized finally to the value of the great work that you're performing. So once again, thanks a lot. As I said, I'm not singing because I'm a poor singer, but I'm very, very proud, and I want to thank you. And I'll stick around to listen to some good music and some great speakers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Briere, and thank you for, I know your days have been packed and very long, and it's meetings after meetings. You're probably working more than than when you were at the office.
No complaints, brother. No complaints.
Yes.
I'm working hard too, so I'm not gonna start complaining. But I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so I'm just gonna run straight into the next speaker, and let's see here. So we're going to hear from the Honorable Minister of National Revenue. She wanted to send a message to all the UTE, all of the workers here tonight. So let's see here. So I'm going to put on here the Minister of National Revenue, the Honorable Diane Leboutillier.
Bonjour, hello. Merci à la section 48 du SEI de Toronto Nord de m'avoir invité à vous parler. I will practice my English today. I want to thank our great CRA employees who are working hard to help Canadians as quickly as possible. Nous vivons une crise sans précédent qui a profondément affecté notre vie, obligeant les gens à rester chez eux et mettant en péril l'emploi de millions de Canadiens. I also want to say thanks you to people on the front line every day, not just in the agency, but in our hospitals and the everyday heroes who work in grocery stores, drugstores, or other essential services. Notre gouvernement a mis en place un plan économique en 3 points. Il soutient les propriétaires d'entreprises, notamment par la subvention de nouveaux prêts, tout en préservant les emplois grâce à la subvention salariale et en aidant ceux qui n'ont plus de chèque de paye grâce à la PCU. Thanks to you, our hard-working employees, we are able to get support to Canadians at record speed. I was so proud to learn that when we asked for support with the call centers, more than 7,000 of you came forward to help. Et n'oubliez pas que nous ne sommes pas impuissants face à cette crise. Nous avons tous un rôle à jouer. Wash your hands, stay home, and don't go outside unless you have to. We are all in this together. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
All right, DJ Hypnotic, go for it.
Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little bit gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Saying, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Really don't worry about a thing, worry about a thing, oh, every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry, saying don't worry about a thing. I won't worry, every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing gonna be alright. I won't worry, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, oh, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. And if I broke, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's going over you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And when I come home, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home with you. I'm gonna be the man who's coming home with you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
All right, all right, all right. Everybody's enjoying the show so far? Can I get a wave? That's awesome. Okay, so our next speaker is an accomplished community organizer and has served for over a decade to advocate for barrier-free access to healthy living on First Nations territory and with inner city Hamiltonians. He is the Member of Parliament for Hamilton Centre, and he's also the NDP critic for National Revenue and Public Services. Please, brothers and sisters, join me in welcoming the Honorable Matthew Green.
My man, my man, my man. I'll tell you what, for those of you who are out there who are still online, I know that you received an invitation that said Cerbfest. I said, Cerbfest? What kind of Cerbfest thing? I've done a lot of Zooms. And I got to tell you, it's good enough for me to shave and have my hair did to get in front of the Zoom for folks to be prepared. What I was not prepared for was the CRA accountants, tax employees, people coming through with a DJ Hypnotic, with reggae artists, with, frontline community folks. Shout out to President Patty, if you're still on this call, to all the sisters and brothers who are holding it down for us across the country. The public service sector, people who have been workers, who have been attacked with austerity for decades, culminating in this moment right now. We heard your president talk about the unlikely people who are singing the praises of the public sector, people who are typically railing against unions and railing against organized workers and benefits and pensions and good pay, are now realizing, they're awakening to the understanding that not only is it our public sector workers who keep this country going, but in times of crisis, it's not the CEOs and the big corporations who have our backs and bail us out. It's the public sector workers of this country. It's the frontline workers of this country, our healthcare workers. And yes, it is 100% in this critical moment of despair. It is our tax employees who are shifting from work that they normally do, that you normally do day in and day out, towards creating a safety net for a more caring and compassionate Canada. The likes of which, we hear a lot of examples about what this is like. And I can say in my generation, we have not experienced anything even close to the crisis that we're facing today. That the sheer volume and magnitude of COVID globally has crippled the economy, has brought this world to a halt, has laid bare the inefficiencies of capitalism in its ability to confront the crisis and the immediate needs of people. And that in fact, government does play not just an essential role, but a foundational role in creating a more just society for people. And I'm sure you get the updates, but as the critic, let me just share with you, in case you didn't hear, the kind of volume of work that you are pushing for each and every day. That as of Tuesday, there was 750,000 Canadian emergency response benefit applications in one day. Since Monday, there's been 1.2 million applications. And since March 15th, there have been 4 million processed applications through EI and the CERB. And to think about where you would have been this time year to date last year, just doing your regular work in the flow for the people who've been there a long time, the veterans, the people who know this inside and out, your whole way of work has completely shifted. And along with that, the way of life for Canadians across this country has been turned upside down. And who do we have to turn to? It's the public sector workers, it's the frontline workers in grocery store, the healthcare workers, the truckers, people, the Union of Postal Workers, people who are delivering the logistics chain of commerce, of finance, of critical goods and services to ensure that we can be safe by staying and sheltering in place in our homes. That's what's at stake. And so when you work all day like you all have, understanding that volume, knowing that hundreds of thousands of people reached each and every one of you over the course of the last 24 hours, that you took time after work to come together as sisters and brothers and friends, as colleagues, to support each other, knowing that the uncertainty that you face in your work is the uncertainty that people are facing in their lives, and you are critical. That at the best of times, your departments have been starved of critical resources, critical technologies, of your own contract. You have a government in place who hadn't even had the decency to provide you with a contract for fair compensation and fair work. And here we are, a less scrupulous union, workers with less integrity would have used this as an opportunity to leverage that fact. But mark my words, as the critic for national revenue and the Treasury Board and public services, that when this is all done, we're going to have a reckoning, a reconciliation between the sacrifices and the work and the effort and the commitment that your locals have had across this country to what this government owes you in terms of a fair contract. Mark my words, you have that as a commitment. I'm going to take that on a move forward basis to ensure that your work and your sacrifice does not go unrecognized and unnoticed. Now, I know the government, we had the minister on, and kudos to her, the Honorable Minister, for giving you guys a shout out, and to all the other people across the country who are waking up to the idea that you are critical in this economy. And that the role of our opposition, the role of our party as New Democrats, if I can for a minute, is to reflect back to government some of the inefficiencies and inequalities of their policy, because the first rollout with the patchwork EI was wholly insufficient. And in fact, we still believe that this is going to leave far too many people behind under its current iteration. And I recognize that announcements are made, and you're hearing about it at the same time that we're hearing about it, probably in a press release or in a news conference, that are big numbers that will completely and fundamentally shift the way that you have to work and operate. And these announcements are coming without details, without a fully articulated plan, and you are having to adapt and work on the fly every single day to ensure that Canadians are getting what they need. And I recognize that there are some continued glitches in this system. The double payments, the things are going to have to happen. There's lots of uncertainty. But I need to talk about the resilience that's going to be required to get through this. And the need for us to check in like we have tonight. You know, my good friend, my dear brother, my comrade, Nicholas, for putting this together to balance the social needs for us to stay connected while we remain physically distant is so incredibly important. That in fact, one of the things we lose is the value of our work communities when we're not together. And so this is so important for us, you know, to come together and to do it in a lighthearted manner. I have so much deep respect for MPP Jill Andrews, Dr. Jill Andrews, Constance, to come on and to share some levity with everybody, to be able to, you know, lighten the mood, because your responsibility, the unknowing of what tomorrow is going to bring, is heavy. So when Shailene brings that into our forefront, when she centered the conversation tonight on that understanding that we need to care for one another, that we need to recognize that you are enough, is a profound reminder. When Jermaine talks about it, I don't know if this was a slip, I think it was on purpose. He didn't say to be encouraged, he said to be in courage. And that's the kind of resiliency it's going to take for our frontline workers and for Canadians across this country, and for politicians that have the need to have a political will and courage to move this country forward. And I'll go on to state that not everybody is experiencing this in the same ways, that although you are required and you have been called upon to give everything that you have over this next little while, we also need to recognize and be reminded by the fact that we do have salaries, that we do have a certainty in our income for the time being, and that many Canadians are in such a precarious situation right now. And I'm sure as whole workers, we don't have to look too far within our own networks of friends and immediate family to see the kind of pressure and anxiety and stress that this is causing on the country. And the only way that this is going to get better, is for us to understand that first, it's probably going to get worse, that we're going to have to be stricter in our social distancing and in our sheltering in place, where we stay home and we only leave for things that are absolutely necessary, that we limit all contacts with people physically, but we work through virtual channels like this to stay in social cohesion. Because it is very easy for people to fall into a dark place. It is very easy for people to fall into despair, whether it's the person picking up the phone to contact you because they're unclear about the government policies and they have everything on the line and their savings are spent and they don't know how they're going to pay rent, to the workers who are picking up that call. It's impossible. And I know you guys already have a tough job, but I don't care how hard you are, it's impossible to hear the stories of despair day in and day out and not be affected by it. It's impossible. And I want to acknowledge that it's going to get harder for us. So the single most important way that we can overcome isolation is through solidarity with our coworkers and our communities, to be able to provide the critical supports that we can, to be able to share information through our networks that we can, to be able to mobilize people in ways that might not be in person, that might be online, but still keep us connected. Solidarity is the only way to overcome isolation. And when we transition through this, and for me, one of my personal coping mechanisms is to continue to look at that light at the end of the tunnel that reminds us, courage, it's not too late to build a better world. And that's where we're at right now, where if you're caught in that place of despair, let's start to think about what a more just, fair, and equitable, and caring and compassionate Canada could look like. When we have the opportunity to rebuild this economy from the ground up, when we have the opportunity to center workers and working class people and the planet over the profits of huge corporations and the ultra wealthy elite who are weathering the storm in their yachts and their big mansions. That's what I'm excited about. That's what keeps me going. That's why I want to tune in at the end of the day and spend 2 hours in Cerbfest with my sisters and brothers from UTE. To the executive who are on board right now, who are still on this call, I want to just extend, my direct contact. We've been working together. We saw Mark and I know Jamie's on the line and others, certainly through Nicholas and others. We will continue to work together. If there are ways in which I can shed light on or bring attention to some of the pressures that your frontline workers are facing, or ways in which we can improve this system, that is my commitment to you. That I'm committed to do that and work alongside you in solidarity until we get through this. And it might be more than 16 weeks. It could be 3, 4, 5, 6 months before we get back to normal. So let's consider the opportunity for us to stay connected through these mediums. Let's consider the opportunity of what a more caring and compassionate Canada can look like. And when you pick up that phone and you know that somebody's on the other line, that they are in a desperate situation, and that right now, like I told my staff today, if you've worked in your department for 25 years, I can guarantee you there is nothing more critical than the work that you are taking right now. That what you are undertaking through your locals across this country is the most critical public service we will ever deliver in our lives. And so that's the opportunity that's before us. We already know the challenges. We already know the crisis ahead. It is so critically important that you take care of yourself. And by taking care of yourself, you'll take care of your family and your communities and your cities. And we'll get this all across the country. Brother Nicholas, and to everybody who's here, DJ Hypnotic and all the, Muhammad Ali and his wonderful daughter, to everybody who performed tonight, who wanted to spend time to uplift the spirits of this local. I have nothing but love for you. To all the members of this local and to all the UTE employees across the country, thank you for your public service. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's very difficult to follow that one. But the most important thing I want to say right now is don't forget to pat yourself on the back, celebrate yourself, look into yourself, pick yourself up sometimes. It's in times like these, we're always tempted to help each other, help the other person, but we don't reflect enough. So at this point, if we're at home, if you have a drink, it could be water, it could be juice, it does not have to be alcohol. But if it is alcohol, drink responsibly. So to celebrate yourself, I'm going to play this.
Let's drink to the hardworking people, and let's drink to the lonely of birth. Raise your glass to the good and the evil. Let's drink to the salt of the earth.
Brother Nicholas, I see you having a drink. Let's drink, brother. For the rest of the night, we're just gonna have some fun, okay?
A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! It's a celebration. Gotta make a move to a time that's right for me. Time to keep me moving, keep
Everybody, 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 everybody,
Get into the groove, boy, you got to prove your love to me. Yeah. Get up on your feet, yeah, step to the beat, boy, what will it be? Music can be such a revelation. Dancing around, you feel the sweet sensation. We might be lovers if the rhythm's right. I hope this feeling never ends tonight. Only when I'm dancing can I feel this free. At night I lock the door and no one else can see. I'm tired of dancing here all by myself. Tonight I wanna dance with someone else. Get into the groove, boy, you got to prove your love to me. Yeah. Get up on your feet, yeah, step to the beat, boy, what will it be?
When it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy, it's time to get out, step out into the street where all of the action is right there at your feet. Well, I know a place where we can dance the whole night away underneath the electric stars. Just come with me and we can shake your blues right away. You'll be feeling fine once the music starts. Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind, you can leave them all behind. To the beat of the rhythm of the night, oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh, yeah. Look out on the street now, the party's just beginning. The music's playing, a celebration starting. Under the street lights, the scene is being set. A night for romance, a night you won't forget. So come join the fun, this ain't no time to be staying home. Ooh, there's too much going on. Oh, tonight is gonna be a night like you've never known. We're gonna have a good time the whole night long. Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind, you can leave them all behind. Oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh.
From inside the people bed, we dance all night until we wet. But when I ask you for your number, you have a negative answer. Girl, you ain't nothing but a teaser, a dirty, dirty teaser. I love the way you dance the soca, but you ain't nothing but a teaser. Sometimes I see you on the street, your eyes on every man you meet. They say hello, you push your mouth, just making sure they check you out. Well, you ain't nothing but a teaser, a dirty, dirty teaser. I love your reggae, love your soca, but you ain't nothing but a teaser. Reggae teaser. I want this. I know I just want this. I know I just want this. I know I just want this.
Hypnotic, a song. Oh my gosh. Cheers.
I'm winding away, feeling so nice, so nice, so nice. So tripping on me, but it's alright, alright, alright. And I feel like I just win $1 million. Everybody watching me, we're in $1 million. You wanna talk? Talk okay. Cause when I win you go, when I get in on you go, talk okay. Call your friends and then talk okay. Don't suck they go, talk okay. Up on the dance, talk okay. You, I don't care what you say, cause right now I just want less, and I don't really care less. The girlfriend she go get vexed, the family go send text, but I don't care how what less. They say I'm moving breathless, but I don't really care less. They say I'm moving fearless. Tell them call me name. I don't take the blame. Tell them call me name. Oh, I don't take the
blame. Queen of Bacchanal. I grew up as a real good girl, always don't go nowhere. As soon as I was introduced to carnival, they say I lose. Oh, down on the ground, walking up the bottom, and it's dragging all over tongue, and they say I lose it.
I didn't hear you, Jonan.
Queen of Bacchanal. I grew up as a real good girl, always home, don't go nowhere. As soon as I was in.
It's a great idea, Nicholas. Enjoying the music.
Walking up the bottom, they say I lose it. Was never a party at my school bazaar I used to go. But since I was introduced to Bacchanal, they say I lose. When I drop it hot and I'm whining on top the speaker box and I'm grinding, and I don't want to stop and they call me Lucy. I lose it and lose it, I'm sweeter than juicy. This carnival have me so damn loose. Get loose away, get loose, get loose away, get loose, get loose away, loosen your way till them with the pace. There's no place I'd rather be than in a fed, having a time. For those who have eyes to see me acting up and whining loose. All down on the ground, walking up the bottom, and it's dragging all over tongue, and they say I lose it. Yeah. I never meant to be this way. It's Bacchanal inside of me. When I come on the stage, get in a bag, you know I lose. When I drop it hot and I'm whining on top the speaker box and I'm grinding, and I don't want to stop and they call me Lucy. But I lose it and lose it, I'm sweeter than juicy. This carnival have me so damn loose. Get loose away, get loose, get loose away, get loose, get loose away, loosen your way till the get gang, gang, gang. Boom! When we touch down, the open shell long. 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 When you see we Juve morning, all we do is chip. Behind the truck Juve morning, we black and we green, see. All a girl inside a van, make she bend and stick, she job like we don't give a damn. We mad and we sick. Juve money ringing bell, moving like we come from hell. We on a jab spell, so we playing jab until we dead. Jab away junk like fish, and you know any bet we day in it. When you see we Juve morning, just give us selfish to it. All a girl, if she walk behind the truck, baby girl, don't waste no time. Back it up on me one time now. One by one, just fall in line. Let me jab, take a wine. Everybody afraid that we, cause you know we bad like that. Boom. When we touch down, the open shell long. 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 When you see we Juve morning, all we do is chip. Behind the truck Juve morning, we black and we green, see.
All a girl inside a van, make she bend and stick, shake. Job like we don't give a damn. We mad and we sick.
Job, we no cater. See we on the newspaper. Drinking under the counter. Jamming girl on the speaker. Girl catch a fire like sulfur. Body hot to throw water. Long the job temperature. Roman girl is with culture. Job, we no business. Roman girl is with weakness. Keep it eating some selfish. Watch the bumper roll, I want eat it. I got no behavior when I'm under the job fever. Hold I got to come and just walk cause outside my feet got it.
My shirt so sexy it hurts, and I am too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan. I'm too sexy for your party, too sexy for your party. The way I'm disco dancing, I'm a model, you know what I mean? And I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk, yeah, I do my little turn on the catwalk.
This is something new, the Casper Slide Part 2, featuring the Platinum Band. And this time, we're gonna get funky. 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 Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. All right, now, we're gonna do the basic step. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Cha-cha, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Cha-cha now, y'all. Now it's time to get funky. To the right now. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Cha-cha, real smooth. Let's go to work. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. 2 hops this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Hands on your knees, hands on your knees. Get funky with it. Oh, yeah. Come on. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 5 hops this time.
If you can't hear what I'm trying to say, if you can't read from the same page, maybe I'm going deaf, maybe I'm going blind, maybe I'm out of my mind. Okay, now he was close, tried to domesticate you, but you're an animal, baby, it's in your nature. Just let me liberate you. You don't need no papers. That man is not your maker, and that's why I'm gonna make you good girl. I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you want it. Good girl. Can't let it get past me. No far from plastic. Total market plastic. These blurred lines. I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you want it. But you're a good girl.
We clawed, we chained our hearts in vain. We jumped, never asking why. We kissed, I fell under your spell of love. No one could deny. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can never lie, running for my life. I will always
want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me. I put you high up in the sky, and now you're not coming down. It slowly turned, you let me burn, and now we're ashes on the ground. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie, running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was wreck me. I came in like a wrecking ball. Yeah, I just closed my eyes and swung. Let me crash it in a blazing fall. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon roll to retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot.
Like the legend of the phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning. Look. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cause to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 We're up all night to get lucky.
Yeah, skanking. Under the pressures of a life and it tough. No stay down, mama, time pick it up. No matter with the down, full style, strictly up, full vibes. Now pick it up when the bills, them, the rent and the mortgage due. Yeah, yeah. When me chalice, when your best friends are gone and it's only you. Yeah, like up a split, turn up the music. Skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel like free. Forget your troubles and you rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah, yeah. Skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel like free. Forget your troubles and you rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah, yeah. Skanking sweet. For every pain there's a melody, yeah. For every trouble there's a harmony that brings everything together. So make we sing together. And who said life not hard? And every man got this struggle. How they can help me, Lord? And let me overcome my struggles. Skanking sweet, yeah. Everybody wanna feel like free. Forget your troubles and you rock with me.
You know, sister, the music sweet, yeah, yeah. Thank you all very much for coming out, for allowing me to be a part of this. It was a pleasure. I don't want to call any names, but I see a whole bunch of you on here who, Kathy, stop smiling. Me can't see you. Anyways, everyone, you know what they say, practice social distancing, wash your hands, you know, and if you don't have to go out, stay in. All right, peace out. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. Kathy, this is the part where you leave.
Good night. Thank you again. Hey, Kathy.
Thank you very much, Jonan. Night, night.
Hey, Craig. Nice to see familiar faces.
Good night, guys. I'm just gonna unmute everybody so we could just
Okay.
say. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming on.
Good night, Nicholas.
Good night. Thanks, Nicholas.
Night, Nicholas.
Bye, guys. Nice party. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would like you to just verify the numbers.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, Nicholas.
આ ચશ્મા મારા હતા ને જૂના એ કાઢ્યા છે એનાથી આમ દેખાય છે.
I'm out. Deuces.
You have to give us a song to leave, you know, Craig. You have to give us a leaving song.
Yes, I agree.
Craig already left.
Vanessa is still there, so.
Okay, which song you want to leave, Nicholas?
Hi, Kathy. I had a great workout, guys. A great workout.
Yes, we could see.
And so did my girls.
Great juice.
All right, let me find a good song, a nice song to exit. Oh, Nicholas, why you put me on the spot?
If we fall out, brethren, we go all out.
One more.
Good night, Nicholas.
All right.
You want to dance? Trouble.
All right. You can't do so. That can be a last song, you know.
Yeah, that can.
No, that's too good.